Make Siege like GTA 5. Hey, what's up guys, Irish Turtle here, and in today's video I want to talk to you guys about something that I've been thinking about for a little while on how Ubisoft could fairly easily improve the matchmaking in Siege. And now I imagine a lot of you guys are probably quite angry with me suggesting, hey, let's make Siege like GTA 5, but I have to say there is one mechanic from that game that I absolutely love and I think they should implement into Siege as soon as possible to try and improve at least some of the issues with matchmaking. Now for those of you guys who maybe aren't aware of the system that I'm talking about, in GTA 5 Online, they have a system called the bad sport system. Essentially what this is when you act in a certain way, or if you're caught cheating, or if you do any kind of things that the game developers Rockstar deem to be unfair or sort of becoming of a player, they'll put you into a bad sport pool. Basically what that is in that pool of players, there's lots of players that are similar to how you are and how you play. So for example in GTA 5, if you constantly, let's say, kill other players, like constantly randomly kill other players, you get a mental state bonus where you're considered like more aggressive, you're more prone to killing other players. So Rockstar looks at that and goes, okay, so this player gets to sit in a pool of other players who are similar to him, and that way, you know, this player can find other players who are more likely to enjoy being killed, as opposed to those kind of players that don't like being killed. And I think something like this would be quite good in Siege. If you had to think about it, if Ubisoft implemented some sort of system to measure players and put them into specific pools, it would improve certain aspects of Siege's matchmaking that Ubisoft seem to have been ignoring. Even now, even coming to the end of Operation Health, there are certain aspects that Ubisoft still haven't touched on. So, what I'm suggesting is Ubisoft implement a similar system to that of GTA. What they would do is they would measure a certain player's performance over, let's say, a period of a month. And during that month, if you team kill on a regular basis, you get put into the bad sport pool, or the bad player pool. And in this pool, you're more likely to run into players who are more likely to team kill, players who are more likely to ignore you, players that are more likely to kill hostages. Basically, you run into these types of players who you play like. So you can experience those types of players and, you know, you deal with that. And then for the players that don't team kill, obviously we stay in what you'd call like the good player pool. And in this pool of players, it would mean that you're not going to get constantly team killed, you're not going to be hit by this problem because those players are moved out. And what I think would work with this system really well is if they did it on a month-by-month basis. Say, a specific day each month, this thing resets. And what it does, it'll look at your previous month, and it will say, okay, right, at the start of this month, during last month, you killed, let's say, like, during like 100 games, you killed 10 people by accident, or you team killed 10 people. Because of that, we're going to keep you in the good sport pool. Whereas, let's say you killed over 40 team kills. You had over 40 team kills, including hostage kills. And because of that, we're going to put you into the bad sport pool. And then obviously this system would track your sort of progression and how you play, and it would place you every single month into the specific pool. So then if you're in the bad player pool for a month and you don't team kill anyone, then obviously that means you can come back into the good sport and you can come back and play with all the people that don't team kill. And again, I think this would be a really interesting dynamic system that Ubisoft would really benefit from, because it would mean that, like I said, you're splitting your player base and you're going, right, the people that want to play the game properly, that don't like team killing, that only do it every so often by accident, those guys get to sit in a good player pool and play, like, properly. Whereas the people that team kill, the people that, like, do stupid things, they get put into their own player pool, where the people they're affecting are just like them, so they can't really complain. I mean, if you've been team killing, like, every game and you get put into this pool, and suddenly you're being team killed on a regular basis, you can't complain, because at that point, you know, it's kind of like, well, you're put here for a reason, you've acted this way, so now you're just being treated in the manner that you've treated other people. And I think as a system, it would work really, really well. I could see this being something that would not only improve matchmaking, but it would also mean that you're not going to be running into these types of players, and the types of players who act this way start to think, oh, okay, maybe, you know, I should start to act properly, I should play properly, because if I don't, I get put into this bad pool where I get this sort of stuff happen to me. And, you know, the one thing that a team killer who does it for trolls hates more than anything else is being like team killed themselves or being booted out of games. It's one of those things, they'll team kill you and then they'll just leave because they're children and that's what they do. And I think a system like this, it would just stop that kind of shit, because people would stop and look and go, oh, okay, look, I'm in this player pool, I need to get out of it because I want to actually play the game properly now, I don't want to troll, and it would just work so well. And another thing you could do with that is, because I imagine there'd be ways around it that people have already suggested, like, hey, what if you've got a friend who's in the good sport pool and a friend who's in the bad sport pool? How would that work when you coincide in matchmaking? And I think what you do there is you'd have to bring the good player into the bad sport, like, player pool. And the reason for that is because it would mean that that person who's a good sport would then say to their friend, look, you need to stop playing like an idiot, you need to stop team killing, because if you keep doing this, I'm not going to play with you anymore, because, you know, you're not playing in an environment that I want to play in. And it would mean that the people have to act better about themselves because of that. And then if the person in the good pool comes down to the bad one and starts team killing as well, they'll just get dropped into that bad pool as well with everyone else. And it would sort of implement a system where, firstly, team killing is wiped out of the top end of play, because people wouldn't afford to do it, they wouldn't get dropped down. And also it means that when it comes to like looking at players, you know, you start to think, okay, well, the people I'm playing with now, I don't have to worry about them team killing me, I don't have to worry about them being stupid, and it would just fix so many issues that the game has. And again, you could expand this into other areas, so you could have like a pool system with microphones, and have it where, okay, if at the end of the game, if you think somebody's communication was really good and really useful, you could rate them positively and say, hey, this person communicated, this person spoke, and it would put them into another pool of their own where it's like people that use microphones. And again, it would be these little tweaks, I think, that Ubisoft could make to just improve Siege, because realistically, Operation Health, yes, they improved tons of bugs. Supposedly the next update coming on the 7th, or the 5th rather, will fix a ton, like over 1,000 bugs. Apparently they've got over 1,000 bug and map fixes coming, but they've still not improved the community. And Operation Health was meant to improve the state of the game. It was meant to change things to make the game better for everyone. And on a gameplay aspect, it has, but on a community aspect, it hasn't at all, and this is something that Ubisoft is still ignoring. And personally, you know, like I said, I think a system like GTA 5's would work really, really well. And again, it's a case of, if it was this automated system, people like would have to then say, right, okay, well, if I'm team killing lots, I've been put here for a reason. It's their own fault. It's not the case that somebody's gone, oh, you need to be reported, so you're put in this pool. It's all done automatically, so the system doesn't even touch your human hands. Obviously, you know, if you think you're there for the wrong reasons, you could appeal it, but generally speaking, I think a system like this would just stop all the trouble, because, like I said, recently with Siege, the amount of team killing, the amount of, like, stupid stuff that goes on, hostage killing, it's horrendous. It's a really, really bad thing. And I don't understand why Ubisoft can't see that and can't come up with a system to fix it. Now, I will address some of the problems that I can see a couple of people suggesting that might come up with this system. Firstly, one of the big ones I always get is new players constantly team kill and constantly fuse the hostage, whatever, so they'll be put into this bad sport pool just because they're new to the game. Now, personally, this is one of those things that I really don't agree with. When it comes to playing Siege, when I first started playing the game, I didn't team kill, I didn't kill the hostage very often, you know, I didn't do those sorts of things on a regular basis. Yes, it happened once every so often, and the people that do it every so often obviously wouldn't be affected by this, because again, it would be like a percentage view of your games, and it would sort of see how many team kills you had per how many games you played in a certain time period, and it would work it out. And even when you're a new player, let's be honest, you don't team kill and hostage kill that often. So if that argument comes up, it's completely wrong, there's not really a justification there, and it's not really worth considering. Now, the next suggestion that I imagine a lot of people have is that it means that you're going to be matchmaking for longer, there's already large matchmaking queues, there's going to be issues with that. And yes, I agree with that. Yes, if you split the player pool, you're going to be increasing queue times, but quite frankly, at this point in time when it comes to Siege, I don't care. If you increase the queue times, while yes, I've got to be waiting longer for a game, it means that in my back of my head, I'm going, well, I'm waiting longer, but I know the people I'm going to be playing with aren't going to be douchebags, they're not going to team kill me, they're not as likely to be fusing the hostage, what have you. They're more likely to play properly and play as part of the team. And I think that would be really good. It would be a nice bit of peace of mind in the back of my head to know, well, yes, I'm waiting longer, I'm not going to run into these dickheads that I keep coming into. And again, in this sort of case, it would mean that dealing with like cheaters and stuff, again, it's an easy system. Someone's cheating, you ban them. If somebody's cheating in the good player pool, these guys are more likely to notice it, because it's not going to be in a sort of an effect where, oh, okay, so everyone's bad, so nobody cares what's happening. Team killing's going on, so nobody cares what's happening. So it sort of means that Ubisoft can focus less on people trolling and more on people cheating. It would take the pressure off of these like toxic troll players and put it more onto the hackers, because that means Ubisoft could focus on them, as they'd have a system in place that would stop that type of behaviour. So, you know, that's just my opinion. It's something that I've been thinking about for a while and I wanted to talk about in a video. So I hope you guys appreciate the video. Obviously, if you did, feel free to hit that like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think that Ubisoft should implement a system like this, like we have in GTA 5? Or do you think there's another system they could implement? Or do you quite frankly think the current one is fine as is? Like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. And other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.